And as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content of sounds of soft souls and hits and odors. Brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Let's get it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here, or should I say, I am.
Spartans! Prepare for
glory! 5, 4, 3.
My turn! Told me it was my turn! No, it's my turn.
Mama said there'll be days, literally, just like this. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in and being part of these type of late night sessions. Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being part of this. Okay, we're going to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence. D-Law done spoke up and he spoke out, and we got some conversations to go about, as well as the cut day. You know how cut day goes. It's a very, very, very scary day for those who really want to be on this team, and it could find themselves on the outside looking in. But let me get right to the point and right to the chase, man. Appreciate everybody, man. I thank y'all so much for jumping in with me. Come on with it. All right, so he was on Pivot the Podcast, man. Let's do it.
If you were in Oxnard for the last 3 weeks, or what would be Dallas now, we all see from the outside what's going on with your former teammate, your former team. What would be advice you could give to Micah Parsons as he now deals with trying to figure out how he handles his contract negotiations?
That's a shaky situation, man. You have an owner on one hand that's basically asking him to go prove it and, play another year. But, you got a young star on the other hand. It's like, I already done proved enough to you. You got to pay me my money. So, I mean, it's really hard to, speak on it, because, with my situation, Jerry franchise tagged me the first time.
Oh, yeah. Who remember that? So D-Law is speaking from the aspect of Jerry going to do Jerry things. And if you saw the last documentary that Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson had, the feud between the two, both guys was it wrong, but you guys give it what I'm going. Jerry is Jerry. Jerry will fight anyone.
And he was like, shoot, if you can prove it under this franchise tag, I'll pay you. So I was like, all right, cool. That's basically double dipping to me. You know what I mean? I get the franchise in, money on the back end. So, all right, cool. I go prove it. Did that, and he was a man of his word. He paid me, So it's like, I don't know what was said behind closed doors with their situation. So, I can't just say, like, pay that man or, don't pay that man. It's that's their business. Yeah. You feel me?
Because it's
So at the end of the day, the advice, the hard truth would be, Micah, just play. Prove it on the field. Jerry will open up. And if you don't agree with Jerry, that's when all of the hate come from. The the daggers that they throw at each other. And we've seen it. We've seen this storyline before multiple times. We don't have to relive it. And even if you guys saw the Netflix documentary, put a 3 in the chat if you've seen that Netflix documentary so that you can understand where we going at when it's time for us to start talking about this. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we shot ourselves in the foot, our own selves in the foot. Keep in mind, cooler heads prevail, but at the end of the day, it is for what it is. D-Law don't like Micah. This is from Brandy. I think that is more so that Micah didn't like D-Law. And it was one of those things whereas when you get somebody that's a veteran here, right, who's been here for a longer time, and when you start to think of it, it was his way, his philosophy. It was him that started the hot boys with the hot chain. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like it hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Brandy? So it was D-Law who started this, right? And it was Micah Parsons who didn't join in with it, right? He did his own, you know, shout out to my guy, Jesse Holly, 53 Brands, but he had his own thing going. And y'all know how that goes, too.
It seems like two different things that shouldn't be touched. And we know it's just Jerry that is in that position. But is that a weird thing that now he jumping around, he holding everything, he's there for you, and then now it's negotiation time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might be weird to everybody else, but, like, coming from Dallas and being in Dallas my whole career, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't see no difference in it. You know, the owner or the GM is, you know.
But it's two different hats. Like, you can see him as the owner, and then now we got to negotiate, but now we still friends, and now we got to negotiate. It seems like a funny dynamic.
Yeah.
See, like, that's why I think people be getting misconstrued. Like, you handle your business and stuff, Jerry will pay you.
Yeah, he's done it.
You know what I mean? But you got to also understand, like, he ain't in this organization by himself, you know, so, you know, he got his boys, too, you know, that tells him, hey, like, we need to be careful about this. We need to, hold on, we don't need to pay him that much, you know what I mean? But, you know, overall, through my experience, he paid me, so I ain't got nothing to say.
All right, so that's DeMarcus Lawrence. All right, so that we can move on from this topic matter, I want to bring up one other nugget that D-Law brought to the table, and it is for what it is. Jerry Jones, of course, somebody said war daddy, right? Davey said, yeah, never cared for D-Law. You were supposed to be the war daddy, and he didn't do anything. Yes, he was supposed to be the war daddy. Who remember that phrase back in the days that Jerry Jones said, hey, I'm looking for that war daddy. I need that war daddy. As cringeworthy as it is, D-Law was the quote-unquote person to fill in the shoes of DeMarcus Ware. That never happened. And then from there, of course, there was a guy by the name of Randy Gregory. Well, he smoked himself up out of the league. And then right when they released all of the rulings with the marijuana plant and all of this stuff, that's when he got himself off the team because he went to the Denver, and he never been the same since he left the Cowboys, right? But it is for what it is. The Dallas Cowboys is one of those things, whereas we are the most visible franchises of all time. And when we think of that, think about this, though. This is where D-Law earned 1,000 points for me, right? Because once you leave the silver and blue, I always see you as an enemy. Yeah, I can't stand you once you leave, right? Just that goes for anyone, right? Once you leave the silver and blue with the star on the side, I look at you as an enemy. Just like I relive when I watched that 94. Oh, my gosh, man, I watched that 94 championship game, the Cowboys versus the 49ers. And to this day, Prime Time was the number one enemy of mine. I couldn't stand him. Then when he put the silver and blue on, I said, okay, all is forgiven. And then he goes to the Washington team, right? Who remembered Deion playing for the Washington team and also playing for the Ravens? But neither here nor there. I do like the fact that D-Law said, you know what? I ain't going to the Washington team.
It's individual, right? We're all independent contractors, but winning a championship is the ultimate goal. You had a great career thus far, and I know that's going to be the thing that makes you say, okay, I've done enough. How close were you as we wrap? How close were you to hanging it up before deciding on Seattle?
I was pretty close, but, thankful for my family. My kids and my wife weren't ready for me to hang it up. They told me, like, why not give it another try? I had an opportunity to, sign with Washington. They was like, that's a championship contender team. And it's like, me personally, I'm not no bandwagon guy. I'm not going to sit here and, jump on the team because y'all have a good opportunity to go to the championship. It's more of like, well, what am I needed for? If y'all already got that type of team, like, y'all don't need me, So it's all about, me bringing my attitude and my personality to a team to help us get to where we need to be.
Man, thank you so much for your time, bro. It's been fascinating. And
man, what you talking about? A nail biter there. Oh my gosh. I got can't know it until you. Shout out to you, Jay. And JD from DC says, What's up, Terry Cloth Law at Night? The sounds of soft souls and hits and ODs. All right, so here's the other part of it when we start talking about and going over the night conversation to rule the nation. The nightcap. Trayvon Diggs. Let's pivot over. But before we pivot over, man, shout out to D-Law, man. Shout out to him for all that he do and all that he did for us. And by not going to the Washington team, man. Yeah. They let me know that the Washington, they're trying to get all of our guys. Yeah, well, there's somebody that wear 5 and an 8 that a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing him twice a year, right? He can go to the Washington team. Who want 5'8" to go to the Washington team? Let me know if y'all know who I'm talking about. Put 5'8" in the chat if you want him to go to Washington for some picks or something. That's the situation, because it seems as if, though, they are scouting really, really, really hard on the Cowboys. They trying to be the Washington Cowboys or something, the Cowboy Washington team. And it always, looking back at everything, is always that they try to emulate and copy us. The Eagles did it for years. Man. If we had a player, they'd try to go grab him. We had Rodney Peete. They went, say, okay, we'll scoop Rodney Peete. Hey, we had Herschel Walker, trade him off to Minnesota. They said, hey, we can go get a Herschel Walker too. So it's crazy how all of that kind of transpired and moved itself around. So we would say that we would go and get this particular guy, and they will cop block all the time. And now for those who didn't live through the 90s, who didn't see all of that, that documentary should open up your eyes on how much of a struggle and difficult it is for us to be representing the Cowboys and also the America's team, because of the finite reason that it's literally the Dallas Cowboys versus all of the 31 other teams. That's why everybody cheers. When we lose, it's people to love to see us lose more than they love to see their team win. Let me say that again. It's literally people who love to see the Dallas Cowboys team lose more than it is for them to see their own team win. And that is a reality of it. Nothing worse than the Pittsburghs or the Ravens. Yes, indeed. So that's just how that goes. We know we don't need to give Washington anything. Shout out to Washington for what they do, because at the end of the day, I think that what the Washington team did last season is open an eye for Jerry Jones to say, hey, look how fast things can change if I can get out of my stubborn ways. Yes. I'm calling myself late at night. I need to get some coffee. If we want revenge, why not? Why he went to the Seahawks? If he wanted revenge, he don't want revenge. He don't want revenge. He literally went to a team that's not even, in the same situation that we are in, right? He went to a team of very, very much so unknown, right? They the ops watching and coaching. Steve, you ain't lying, boy. You definitely ain't lying. But
Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
here's one of the things that I want to bring up. On the 53-man roster, there is a guy by the name of Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs literally is on the 53-man roster. Now, what this do to the particular team is this right here. Let me see if I can pull this up. And by him being on the roster here altogether, what this ultimately does for the team is now, instead of the other day I had 55 guys on this team, well, 56 guys. Now this creates a space because now what we're looking at is Carson's. He's going to be an IR reserve, right? Now we know Diggs is going to be somewhere as the starting cornerback. I don't know if it's going to be week 1, if it's going to be week 2, but it's going to be sooner than what most people think. And when you have the kind of caliber of skill set that my God got Trayvon Diggs, it's a situation and scenario that the Cowboys may be rushing him. I don't know, but I can tell you for a fact that even if it is a rush job, Trayvon Diggs with one leg is still better than this guy right here, Booth. That's how I'm looking at it. So it's a win-win for us, but at the end of the day, it's a situation whereas we need to still do our evaluations. And when I'm talking about evaluation, some can say, well, Law, well, he's not ready. I've seen him run. I've seen him go through some drills. I just haven't seen him hit or take a hit. So those are the two reservations that I have with Trayvon Diggs. If he passed the physical, meaning that he can run, doing 110 sprints and all of this stuff, he's good at that. Conditioning, he's good at that. But the two things that we just don't know is, can he hit and can he take a hit? I had two wishes. Ray J had one and I had two. And my two wishes for this team, can we run the ball and can we stop the run? Now, Zion Childress, he have no ill wills on coming down and fitting and hitting, right? Deron Bland, he got no reservations on coming down, hitting and fitting these type of zone looks, or if it's weak side, he's jumping down on it. If it's four sides, he's doing his job. Kyer Elam, he's a hitter too, believe it or not. So you got these three guys that's hitters, right? So you bring in Trayvon Diggs. I don't know how the flow is going to go, but I'm talking to myself into this and saying, hey, man, whatever he brings to the table, it got to be a little bit more than what we've seen with Booth and all of those other boys, right? Shiloh will be nice on this team. This is from Keith Thomas. We heard about him being let go from a team that's very familiar with us. Coach used to coach here. I think that is a situation as it relates to that. The Cowboys may look at him. If we are about glamour and all of that stuff, it could be a situation. Yeah.
The headlines: the Buccaneers informed rookie Shiloh Sanders today that he's being waived. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus, Robert Bailey, a former teammate of mine with the Ravens, added, we're hoping he get claimed off waivers. Ocho,
yeah.
Where do you think Shiloh will land?
You know what? I'm not sure where he will land. There's some teams out there that could use some depth, especially at the safety position. I'm not sure what the Bengals look like in the secondary. I think Steelers can add. The Saints can add to their secondary as well. He's going to get claimed. Where he gets claimed, I'm not sure where that would be yet. Listen, for one, he has awesome representation in Robert Bailey and Drew Rosenhaus. Obviously, they represented me while I was playing, during my tenure. So he will get picked up. Where he gets picked up, I'm not sure, but he has the right person in his corner to make sure he gets another opportunity to play the game that he loves.
I don't think Jerry is willing to deal with Drew Rosenhaus, man. That's the only thing. You know how these agencies goes and everything like that. I just don't think that would be a situation. Now, granted, Shiloh, he's a thumper. He's a hitter. He's not a coverage guy. He can grow into a role, right? There's a lot of people who soiled or ready to move on from Donovan Wilson, and I'm definitely not saying that Shiloh is in that particular room. There's literally campaigns for Marquise Bell and Wanye to get a shot. Where can you fit Shiloh? You got Malik Hooker, who's the veteran guy, right? You got these guys that's on this team. Now, granted, the scheme that we're using, we're not finna have our safety inside the box as much. Now, if this was a Dan Quinn system, maybe, just maybe, or even if to a degree, if this was a situation where we went back to Zim with the double A-gap mug and all of that stuff, whereas you got to have your safety a little bit closer to the LOS. That could be a key to us or for us. But I'm thinking that the Cowboys might not bring them in. But if they do, it would tie right on in for part 2 of the Netflix documentary, right? It'll tie right on in. Sounds of the sons of former Cowboys. You know, that type of stuff. It would be one of those things. Zay says remove Andre Booth. Now, if Shiloh was a cornerback, then that would be a no-brainer, right? And I get it. The NFL low-key is tired of the Sanders antics and these sorts of things because of their popularity and because of their father and all of that. It brings a lot of attention, and a lot of teams want their independent programs. Now, for the Cowboys, those rules don't apply because no one, no matter who you are, will shine brighter than Jerry Jones. That's the only thing. How's Elijah Clark is doing? Elijah Clark showed us some good stuff on tape. But politics still going to be politicking, you know. I just don't foresee him knocking some of these starters off the grid here. Yeah. Shiloh plays safety and cornerback. Yeah. If you already put it like this, if you're already playing the two and you're going into the NFL, it's difficult for you. Right? It's difficult for you because at cornerback, they want you with oily hips. They want you to be able to flex, turn, and fit in certain things and play the deeper thirds. I just don't see that. But granted, if it's a feel-good story, I know for sure I can't count Jerry Jones up out of it, right? Here's the other part of it. The running back room. Let's switch over to the running back room on this conversation. Yeah. And go back to here. We're going to slide all the way back up. I'm with the conclusion, or to the conclusion that they're going to go with 4 running backs, not 5. And from what it is perceived to be is Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jadon Blue, Phil Maffa. I think that they're going to go with those 4. I think that they're going to waive Deuce, and they're going to waive Malik Davis, and they're going to send out an invitation to bring them boys back to the practice squad here. Now, they try to stash Phil Maffa, but Phil Maffa just shows up a little bit too much. The thing is with Deuce Vaughn, there's nothing definitively that we can say that he can do far beyond better than Jadon Blue or Phil Maffa. Now, if you really want to play politic game, right, you will say to yourself, okay, Deuce Vaughn literally showed up more than Miles Sanders, right? And Miles Sanders, they've been healthy scratching him, and they put him in a game, the first game, because he was hurt for the majority of that. But before that hurt time, it was Javonte Williams and a lot of Miles Sanders. But I go back to that interview of what Schottenheimer said. And Schottenheimer said, I'm not grading you just off of the preseason game. I'm grading you off the entirety of the offseason. So when we start talking about 53 man, who is more likely to hold allegiance to the Cowboys, right? And it will be your Deuce Vaughn. You can literally scratch him up off of here. And granted, I think that he had a great game. It's just a simple fact that when you start to think of all of the things he can do, total body of work, he's been here for multiple years, right? He got 40 carries, right at 100 yards, give or take. So it's one of those things. Now, I get it. You know, there will be people with best favorite players and things of that nature. But in actuality, in totalness, in truth, it's just going to be hard for some of these guys to make and clear waivers and come back on his team. And I think Deuce Vaughn holds a higher card with that because of the fact that his father is in the building. These other guys maybe not so. But there's no allegiance to Miles Sanders, and there's a small sample size of what he can do. And when he did show us, it was really nothing, you know, to be even banging the table for. So that's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. And that's how we look at it. Oh, that's how I look at it. I could be 1,000,000% wrong, and I appreciate everybody for running and jumping in over here. So with that being said, if you are the quarterback of the America's team, right, Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, well, you want somebody to get their nose down inside when it's time to block for you. Deuce Vaughn showed you that, right? And is it a consistent basis? We haven't seen it. Matter of fact, we haven't seen none of the first team units, right? So we definitely don't know what it will look like. But 9 times out of 10, the Cowboys going to lean on the veterans, and then they got to lean on the fact that why they made these decisions to draft 2 running backs, you know. So they got to keep the 2. When cut day is, anyone knows, it's on the 26th. But there are people being released now, right? There was a big boy released, and my guy Smoke 1 for you sent that over to me. How do y'all feel about bringing in somebody of the stature that can't lose pounds, right? He can't get off his stance probably. And I forgot his name, Watson. Yeah, I think that's his name. Some people sent me his information. Do y'all think that that's a situation and scenario that it could be explored in that aspect of it? Like you bring in somebody that you know for sure that can clog the middle. Do you feel as if, though, that could be warranted in the chat? I forgot his full name, but I think it's like Watson, something like that. He played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was drafted or undrafted. How y'all feel about that? Let me know in the chat because he's a bigger boy. He is very, very, very stout in his size, and that's something that you can look back and say, hey, bring him in. You know, if worst case scenario, he can tush and push it, right? If you need somebody to be a fullback for you. Yeah. Let me see what y'all say in the comment. Tuesday, 3 o'clock Central Time. Yep. Desmond Watson, I believe that's his name, whatever the big boy name. Let me see if I can pull him up right quick. I was looking for the tweet, but I got so many people to send me stuff that I can't pull it up. But give me 1 second here. I think I can pull it up this way. Shout out to the Watsons. He's a big old boy. You think Big X the plug is big, boy. Here he is right here. He's running a 40, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here you go right here, big boy. 464 pounds. And Desmond Watson, yeah, he ran a 5.86 40-yard dash, which is insane for his size. Like, do you just bring him in and just say, hey, just get in the way? Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers released him, so and he kind of favored Big X to plug. You put him inside the middle and just say, okay. Now, he got some situations that he slow off he slow off his releases and everything, and he get pushed around for his size, so they want him to be in perfect conditioning. Is that somebody that you guys would like to bring in, at least to the practice squad? You don't have to put him on the 53. Is he better than Mozzie King Solo? I don't know. But that is a guy that you can move and put on the team and say, okay, let's get it, you know. So that's the situation. And they said they wouldn't let him practice. You know, it's also, this is what we got to quantify, that in the National Football League, not everyone is willing to take some of the risk of someone passing out, folding up, like Family Guy. Some people can't really take that risk, but Jerry Jones will. Jerry Jones would take that risk, So that's how we look at it. Yeah. Yeah. Take him at DT. He's 6'6". Look fast to me. Shador got cut. Can we go get him as a backup quarterback? This is from Robert Simmons. I don't think that Shador is cut yet. If he is, I mean literally, why not? Why not? You bring both of the Sanders in. I mean, sheesh. You bring in Shador, you bring in Shiloh, and then you just get it done. You get just nip it in the bud, and you get all of the attention you need. You get it all the way. You get all of the attention you need. And you can make it durable, right? You can still have Joe Milton in as your second quarterback and have Shador as your third quarterback. And boy, we'll bring the carnival in town, so it can be that, I don't know. Shador, it is talked about that he may get cut. And it is a situation that when we look at teams like the Saints, like a few other teams that needed a quarterback, like the Colts, for crying out loud, you mean to tell me that Daniel Jones is still a quarterback in the National Football League? Shoot. I mean, the Colts could have used Shador. So there's a lot of people who could have used and utilized Shador. Not to make this a Shador talk, but it is for what it is. He lost 30 pounds in camp. This is from Flip. Appreciate you. They are already cut Snoop Huntley / room enough for Shador now. Okay. Okay. The Shador talk, right? Straight clown show. We have to cut so far. All right, so the people that we did cut is, for what we know, information that was told upon us or told to us via the news media. It was La'el Collins. They cut La'el Collins today. He's released, so it's no La'el. He's the first one to hit the door. There will be more and more information tomorrow, and it's good to get cut early, believe it or not, so that teams can already figure you out and say, okay, bring him in. The longer you wait to get cut, the possibility is going to be even harder for you to join the team. But here's the thing. The craziest part about it is that when I'm saying that, of course, we know that, let me clear it up for somebody going to say, hey, wait a minute, Law, everybody get cut by 3 o'clock on the 26th. No, they can start releasing people tonight. They can start releasing people first thing in the morning. They can start releasing people at the earliest parts of Tuesday, right? Or you can make the 53-man roster, and then they kind of look at everything, comb through some players that they really like from another team, and ultimately you can get cut, and that's the worst feeling. That is by far the worst feeling, to get cut on that aspect of it. And yes, indeed. So you definitely don't want to get cut like that. You definitely don't want to get cut like that. Yeah.
Broken hearts, you know what I'm saying? Broken hearts. They may get a divorce, whatever it is. But if he comes back with that shining ring, making him the highest paid non-quarterback, I think he'll say, I do again. I'm just saying, I mean, it's just like a Myles Garrett type of thing. I think Myles did a little more than what Micah Parsons is doing. But at the end of the day, you got an owner of a team that just wants to be the number one show in Dallas. Instead of letting your players play and showing what this Dallas squad is about, you want to be front and center. I can't be mad at him. If I owned a team, I might think the same thing. But at the end of the day, you want a team to win. You don't want a team to be a laughingstock, a clown of the NFL. And right now, that's what the Dallas Cowboys are. That star is representing a clown organization doing clown things. And, Micah just wants to play ball. He wants to play ball rich, but he wants to play ball. Is he deserving of a contract? Yes, he is. Say what you want to say. Oh, I heard people saying, he's not a Myles Garrett. He's not. He's Micah Parsons.
Facts. He is Micah Parsons.
Almost an unblockable force. So yes, get this man some money, man. Let him play. Because if he'd have signed him when he was supposed to, before Myles Garrett, it'd have been a lot cheaper. But he want to be big-headed and stone-headed now. Let him go ahead and keep doing this. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
Here's the thing is with Jerry. It's hard to tell people what to do that make $80,000 a year, right? Oh, man, go put this away from me. No, you ain't the boss of me. I make $80,000 a year. It's hard to tell people who make $180,000 a year. Jerry is far beyond that. Yeah, the humble Cowboys are far beyond that. I hope that you guys watch that documentary so that you guys can understand what most of Cowboy fans had to go through, right? To this day, I can't stand Detroit for what they did to us in 91. To this day, I can't stand the 49ers for what they did to us, right? And last but not least, man, the Eagles. To this day, I just can't stand what they did. They cheered when Playmaker was laid out, stretched out like Family Guy, right? And it's crazy how all of the people will like to give the Cowboys their best shot, their best chance at things, right? And of course, Washington got their ill wheels too when they was the Redskins back in those days. So the rivalries are real. These things, like, everybody's looking to get their lick back. All of these owners don't like Jerry. So it's like Jerry versus owners, Jerry versus the commissioner, Jerry versus the NFL in general, and he's the one that's putting money in the pockets of these organizations and franchises. Without Jerry, there would still be people wearing Rydell's. Like literally. Don't y'all know how dope Nike is right now? Or is, and before that, you either had a choice of Reebok or Rydell, and nobody rocking Rydell like that. Rydell may be fly now on the collegiate level or high school, but back in those days, Rydell equipment was just terrible. So when he sued the NFL and ultimately won that $750 million deal situation, and everybody thought that we were just buying franchises or buying Super Bowls, which was not the truth. Truth of the matter is that business deals were always business deals. Matter of fact, the NFL was better that way. Rivalries were really real. When we played against the Niners, we knew that there was a real rivalry, right? They said that they wanted to utilize winning games as revenue. Well, what's the ultimate incentive now? These owners don't have that juice like they used to. You win games, it used to be the bottom line that you're going to get the money. Now we do revenue sharings, man. It's just crazy. Russell's athletic jerseys, too. Yeah. It's way back in the day. Yeah, so it is for what it is. And Matt Batten says, I'm not watching that Jerry Jones show. I feel you, Matt Batten, but there's ingredients in there, even ingredients that was relived that we all have to bust open that scab and still let it. It's still pain of us going through the Cowboys drama, the soap opera, and the Michael Irvin stories that we all knew was wild. And they fast forwarded through the Nate Newton story. Shoot, I'm glad they did that one. But it's just crazy. Appreciate everybody, man, for rocking in and joining in with us. It took the Eagles 80 years to win one ring, and now but we're the clown show. You got it, bro. Shout out to you, Lonnie. Yeah. Now you know why the Eagles really hate the Cowboys. Yep. I believe we beat their butts in 92 in the playoff, right? Beat the brakes off of them. And I think it was also, if my memory served me correct, was it 95, 96 season? Yeah, we had to play against them boys, right? Yeah. And they were the step stool, and still is the step stool of the division, right? They still at the bottom. Even though they just won the Super Bowl, they still at the bottom. They are still at the bottom. They haven't passed the Washington, and they haven't passed the Giants. So, regardless of it, It is for what it is. Yeah. Can we be honest? The Bengals been the clown show and the Jets. Yeah, man, shoot. You know what? I was thinking, if the NFL is as rigged as it is, right? Riggs, what my guy at Riggs? I'm just gonna spitball this out right quick. Yo. Riggs. I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. How much money would you guys pay to see right now in the Super Bowl? Because of this Netflix documentary, let me pitch the NFL a $50 billion idea, right? The Dallas Cowboys versus the Buffalo Bills on the final showdown. It'll be their 5th Super Bowl appearance. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Versus the Dallas Cowboys. And we can ship this thing on to glory for Jerry Jones. One last hurrah, right? For this year. Come on, people. You can't paint a better storyline, right? And they can do 5th time the charm and let it be the Dallas Cowboys versus the Bills, and the Cowboys win in one good old shiny fashion and send good old Jerry Jones on a yacht and Jimmy on the yacht. That will be history. And if you tie that in to the storyline, oh my gosh, man, 2 organizations that's been in the shadows. Even though the Bills been pretty good these last few seasons, but they've been in the shadows. They haven't been the kind of caliber of Bills that Jim Kelly was rolling, right? And that will be Illuminati, Bohemian Grove handshake, the Rothschilds or children or whoever they are, and the Rockefeller people. Oh, man, y'all make all of that come together, man. And I think that people will love it. You know? Yeah. People will love it. You know, ratings will be off the roof. Because when you really listen to the tail end of that documentary, you can see Charlotte Jones, Gene Jones, and all of the Joneses, Jerry Jr., Jones, Stephen Jones, done caught up with Jerry Jones on how they look or what have you. And they saying that they got grandkids. They got grandkids who haven't even got a chance to see the Super Bowl. Come on with it. How much money? How much money do you have to pay Jerry to get that going, you know? Yeah. Keep dreaming long. Hey, that's all we got is dreams right now. But I'm going to tell you something that can get you relaxed for the rest of the night.
How to be an Atlas man. First, gently glide your House of Atlas razor with the grain to ensure a precise, comfortable shave. Then, drop your transmission with nothing but a spoon. Anything's a tool in the hands of an Atlas man. Now apply Atlas Calming Aftershave. Welcome to the top. Welcome to Atlas.
Be the smoothest guy in the room. Durable blades for long-lasting smoothness. Precision trim edges for detail and also cutting those sideburns. With a stabilized stainless steel for a smoother shave. Dermatologist tested, comfortable, smooth glide. This will be your number 1 blade in the world. And all you have to do is remember House of Atlas. Shave with the best. No doubt, man. Shave with the best over here. And with the Atlas, they sent us more product so you guys can use and utilize. So when you go to the information in the description box, look for Atlas, click that link, help support the nation. And with that, man, it smells good too. So they got these things called pheromones, man. I'm telling you, man, they do wonders for your loved one that's right beside you. What about Texans versus Cowboys, the Battle of Texas? Walter. That'd be too obvious. Maybe too obvious. Too obvious, man. You got to do it. You got to do it unobvious. Do the other storyline. You got to tie in the storyline. The Texans, they ain't gonna be able to make it. They the armpits of Texas, man. They may do good in the regular season, but in the postseason, the Texans just gonna be falling off to the side like they always do. It got to be the Cowboys. Come on with it, man. It would be nice to see that. Come on. Nah, Law is looking for historical games, man. Leave me alone. I'm awake. Texans hold no weight to the revenue cycle because you got to pull a crowd of audience from one side of the world, right? And then you got to pull a crowd of audience from the other side of the world, even though the Cowboys are the world's team, right? Here's the thing, though, when we look at everything. It's marketing, right? It's marketing. You know, it's selling stuff. Somebody got to be the villain. And the Cowboys, on their way out, must remain the villain. Believe it or not. We got to be the evil winners here. We do. Got to be the evil winners here. Yes, indeed. Bill versus Cowboys isn't obvious, but it's so obvious that it's going to make ratings, right? It's going to sell. That's what it is. Texans, Cowboys not going to sell. This ain't too close of a market. Yeah. But you can resell and repackage the olden days of the Bills versus the doggone Dallas Cowboys. You can resell that and repackage it. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, I got stuff right here. Appreciate you, man. See? Y'all look out for me, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. See, I had shaving cream on my beard, man. I appreciate y'all. Smell good, though. You put it on there. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. Let that sit in and be sure I'm supposed to do the whole rubbing in of the beard. Appreciate y'all for reminding me. See how it settles in? Moisturize it. It's so soft, so smooth. And then you can shave with the best, the Atlas. And yes, indeed, you got a good firm smell to it, too. It smells great. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. I'm going to tell y'all this. That this particular team heading into this season, the most surprising cut that they said it's going to be a surprising cut. If it's not a trade situation, can y'all give me the name of that said player? Because when we started to think about this, who could it be, where will it be, and how will it be, Cowboy Nation? And when we look at this, who and where and how is the nature. How will it be? Because they said that it's going to be a surprising cut. And I wonder who will it be on the 26th, since it's already right around the corner. Who will it be, Cowboy Nation? Y'all post that down in the comment box. They would keep Maffa. I think Donald Wilson may get cut. Spencer Rattler or Tyler Salt. Hey. Give me Spencer Rattler, man. Let Spencer get it. Shout out to all the Saints people. Let me see who we got right here. I bet y'all don't even know who Kellen Moore is. Yeah, they don't. Let me see what we have here. Law, I got your back. You got a friend. You got a friend on your mustache. Yeah, I feel you. Come on, man. Appreciate you. No, it's the cream that got on my beard. What we got here? Probably Miles Sanders should be the surprising cut. Either Mozzie or Tolbert. If they can't find a trade partner for Tolbert, then that could be a situation. And I don't think that they will cut him. He haven't been cut worthy, right? He haven't been cut worthy from what we've seen out here. So when we look at this list, I don't see where you can say to yourself, let's cut Tolbert. He haven't been cuttable. You know, not like he haven't been showing crazy stuff like a few other players. So I don't think that you cut Tolbert. I think that you could keep him. He led the team in touchdown last season. You hold him for hostage for something else, by the way. Don't cut him. That's how I look at that aspect of it. I would definitely not cut him at all. Not at all. Got a super chat from Calvin, man. Appreciate you. Could be Schoonmaker. Ooh, could be Schoonmaker. It could be him. I didn't think about it. He could be the surprise cut day, man. Boy said by Fant and Fairweather. Both of them boys play better than the Schoonmaker. I'm just saying. C.J. Goodwin is going to get cut. It's going to be heavy, man, for us to figure those things out. Star Breezy says I can absolutely see it. Yep. And there could be a situation there. But regardless of it, Cowboy Nation, I don't think it's Murray. But I can tell you, on my way out, as we gave y'all the quickest nightcap possible for the nation, from the nation, regardless of it, thinking Sam Williams, defensive end room. Sam Williams just signed with David Mulugeta too. We got several players who signed under David Mulugeta, but I don't think it's Sam. They praise Sam. Now, there's been, I think, preseason 2 game. He didn't really shine as we wanted to see Sam. Freak Burrito says Sam has trade value. I don't think he have a high trade value. Keep in mind, he only played about 500 to 600 snaps. Sample size with 8 sacks too, by the way. Now, he do have, first day, I'm going to pick him up off of waivers. But I'm holding on to Sam. Yeah. Keep this in mind. He was 70 to 75% of the defense for Mike Zim last season, or what he was going to use and utilize him at. We didn't get a chance to see that. But we'll find out down the stretch. And you got to pay him. I would rather for to see Sam Williams play this season out and give us 5 or 6 sacks if possible. And man, he will have some crazy demands from there. I wouldn't trade Parsons. I wouldn't trade Parsons at all. Mingo, I see you. But in departing, as they say, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your whole life for broken and stooped and build back up again with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all of your winnings, Jerry Jones, and piss it off on one turn of pitch and toss, to lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe one word of your loss. If you can rock with kings and presidents, nor lose the common touch, if you have unlocked the true meaning of what it takes to be a champion, but better yet, a man. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. See y'all in the morning. We got a show for y'all early in the morning. Yeah.
I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still sit and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T, like I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it to the gym. I've been really in the field, I let them feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I can take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Oh my God! Well, what I'm saying is that they are known, and that they are known unknown, but they're also unknown. Let's go!
I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clones. Yeah, I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah, I been really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check
The longest outro in the land, brought to you by Atlas. You yourself can be an Atlas man. Click the information in the description box.
Oh, wow. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
The longest outro in the land, brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Let's get it. Mama said there will be days, literally, yes, like this. Come on. Cut day, right around the corner. Bring you in.
Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
Yeah, you.
For you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights lead you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it Stopping years of the perfect love. 7 more and another one. And another one.
If you're watching to this point and you're not subscribed to the nation, you're not joining the momentum.
All in one. Don't let the street lights get you all alone. Shame. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Down, boy. George. Down, boy. Down, George.
Temporarily doesn't feel that
It's Ruby Holmes. This is Ruby Fight.
so far. If a paper crane can fly.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
What would be Dallas now? We all see from the outside what's going on with your former teammate, your former team. What would be advice you could give to Micah Parsons as he now deals with trying to figure out how he handles his contract negotiation?
That's a shaky situation, man. You have an owner on one hand that's basically asking him to go prove it and, play another year. But, you got a young star on the other hand. It's like, I already done proved enough to you. You got to pay me my money. So, I mean, it's really hard to, speak on it, because, with my situation, Jerry franchised had me the first time, and he was like, shoot, if you can prove it under this franchise tag, I'll pay you. So I was like, all right, cool. That's basically double dipping to me. You know what I mean? I get the franchise in, money on the back end. So, all right, cool. I go prove it. Did that, and he was a man of his word. He paid me, So it's like, I don't know what was said behind closed doors with their situation. So, I can't just say, like, pay that man or, don't pay that man. That's their business. You feel me?
Because it seems like two different things that shouldn't be touched, and we know it's just Jerry that is in that position. But is that a weird thing that now he jumping around, he holding everything, he's there for you, and then now it's negotiation time?
Well, it might be weird to everybody else, but like coming from Dallas and being in Dallas my whole career, that's all I knew. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't see no difference in it. The owner or the GM is,
But it's two different hats. Like you can see him as the owner, and then now we got to negotiate. But now we still friends, and now we got to negotiate. It seems like a funny dynamic.
See, like that's why I think people be getting misconstrued. Like you handle your business and stuff, Jerry will pay you.
Yeah, he's done it.
You know what I mean? But you got to also understand, like he ain't in this organization by himself. So he got his boys too. That tells him, hey, like we need to be careful about this. We need to. Hold on, we don't need to pay him that much, you know what I mean? But, overall, through my experience, he paid me, so I ain't got nothing to say.
He wanted to meet with me. We met at the stadium, and we were talking about the contract. He tried to get me to sign a contract I ain't like. I thought it was some bullshit, and I was like, I ain't this dumb. 10 years for $100 million, $20 million guaranteed? I'm not that dumb. First off, I know I just played 5 years, so I know I'm not to play another 10. I'm not expecting to play another 10. So it's like $20 million guaranteed. I'm seeing what's going on. So it's like, nah, I'm scoring at will. So it's like nobody getting in the end zone the way I'm getting in the end zone. So it's like I ain't taking that shit.
They gonna cut your ass in year 2.
So look, check this out. So, we going through it. We going through the motion or whatever. I'm listening to him, and I kind of interrupted him a little bit. I stood up and I was like, hey,
yeah,
Mr.
on
Jones,
paper.
You see that field down there? I say, you think you can, you think you can cover me? He said, nah, you'll destroy me. And I said, so what makes you think that I can sit here and negotiate a contract with you? Just like that. And then right after that, he got talking about, trades and things like that. I remember walking out there, motherfucker said, I'll take my chance.
Until next time, DC for life, not for short. Really appreciate you guys for rocking with the late night session. Law Nation Sports. Brought to you by Atlas, the Nightcap. Let's get it.
Take some money out, all of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Sacrifice. Don't give up and fight.
have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, no, just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you